run too late. Melissa, you're recording, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I want to thank Brooke for joining on. Brooke is a 6-star diamond, mommy of 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wife, works full time. So I wanted her to join on and just kind of talk about how she does it all and how she grew the way she did, with all of that going on. Because a majority, pretty much all of my team, work full time, and most are mommies as well. So it's really, I think it'll be good for them to kind of hear how someone else fits it all in.
Good. All right, cool. And I will tell you how in my ideal world that I would fit it all in, but sometimes I just have complete meltdowns, and it's totally normal because it gets very overwhelming. But I have a little presentation, so I think I can share my screen. And I'll just go by that. And then if anybody has any questions, feel free to interrupt me. I'm pretty laid back, so just chime in. But here is me in a nutshell, I guess. Okay, so that's my husband. We've been married for 7 years. There's my kiddos, and they keep me very busy, and they are involved in everything. There's my stuffiest picture down there on the right because I hate corporate America and I just can't get out. But I want to, and it's really in sight. And I will tell you that when I first started this business, I did not imagine ever not working. But then now things are kind of turning up that might be a possibility in the next year, maybe. So we'll see. But it's amazing that opportunity is even there. And then there's my Gold Digger shirt, and we are currently number 103 in the network. And I have an incredible team that is just awesome, and we really work hard together for common goals. So I'm going to kind of tell you what we did. Okay, so, and this is not to brag at all. This is to show you that anything is possible. We're going into Summit right now, and last year I went to Summit as a 1-star diamond coach. So anybody can go from coach right now to elite at the end of the year. I know there's people that have done it in 6 months, but I joined in March of 2014. I went diamond in 28 days. And basically that was all discount coaches. It was everybody at work was going to do the 21-day fix for me. Somehow I convinced them all to sign up as coaches, and then I went diamond. And then I lost diamond for 10 months because I didn't really do anything to keep it. My original motivation was totally my sister's wedding and my sister-in-law. They both got married in the summer of 2014. And then I don't know what happened, but like in November, I guess I started posting places because Max 30 was coming out. I was really excited about it. And I got a couple people to join my team and a couple people that wanted to work the business, which really motivated me. And then in January, I went diamond again. And so at January of 2015, I was an emerald coach. And I went diamond in February, sorry. So you can go as fast as you want in this business. You just kind of have to put your head down, focus, and just put your eye on the prize, and you'll get there. You just got to do it. But like I said, last year at Summit, I was 1-star diamond, and I saw some girl that I knew. This girl, actually, she lived on the same street as me after I moved off of it. So we had all the same friends. She goes to all the same birthday parties. I don't know if you guys have heard her, Nikki Johnson. She's like my idol in this business. And mainly the big thing that was like the trigger for me was seeing her be so successful. She's like a top 30 coach, retired herself and her husband, and knowing that like we have the same life. So if she can do this, then so can I. So that was kind of like my turning point, I guess. And then in August, I was 2-star diamond coach. And then November, the last day that you can start qualifying for the end of the year qualification, we broke like 4 diamonds. So that's how we went 6-star qualifying on literally 6 weeks before the end of the year. And I could never have done any of it without my diamond coaches because they are all-stars and they had the goal in mind. We were all on the same page. And I think that has a lot to do with kind of the team environment. We really run everything as a team. We work together as a team, and I think that comes from a lot of us were athletes. So we grew up playing sports, and so it's kind of like really fun for us to get together for brunches as much as we can. I do like happy hours online where we just get on and drink wine and talk and ask questions and that kind of stuff. But we did it as a team and ended up to have a great year last year. So again, anything is possible and anybody can do this. A couple things that you kind of have to realize that I know I realize was that I was a business owner and I had to build the foundation, and things weren't going to build it for me. Nobody else could build it for me. Lauren's awesome. My coach, Ashley, was awesome. She was really pregnant when I started doing this, so she was kind of busy with that. But I had to have my own success. And for me, that was actually really motivating because I knew that I could do whatever I wanted. Whatever I felt was the best thing for my business, I could do it. So I started running groups. I made a team page. I started doing like coaching groups and emeralds and all this stuff that I just made. I just made these trainings all by myself. And I think it was also when I realized I was a business owner and that Facebook was the way that I was going to run my business, and started doing that. Because for a while, every time I post something, I was like, oh God, what are they thinking? What are they thinking about me? Who's judging this? Blah, 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 blah. What are they going to think when they see this? And then I kind of just got over it because I got this vision of where I wanted to be, and I knew that was the only way to get there. Sacrifices are necessary, guys. And in this life that we're living with work and kids and just craziness, you're going to have to give up some stuff. And luckily I have a very, very supportive husband. He is 100% an entrepreneur himself. So, we kind of talked. He does not care if I'm on calls during the week at 9 to 10. And the weekends are mostly family time, but we got on the same page with that, which was really crucial because I can imagine that would be more difficult because that's really the only time you have, because I didn't want to give up the time with my kids from 5:30 to 8. I got up earlier to do my workouts. I stayed up later than my 10 o'clock bedtime when I turned into a pumpkin. And I stopped watching TV. That was honestly what I kind of gave up. I still watch The Bachelorette because I'm kind of infatuated. But, you kind of just have to figure out what things in your life you're willing to give up now so that you can make time to work this business. I mean, at lunch, I'm doing this. And in the morning, I'm always, and now that I've learned about Facebook Messenger, every time I'm driving, I'm leaving Facebook messages for people on my team, for customers, or whatever. And I go live a lot in my car too, so hopefully nothing happens while I'm driving. But you just kind of make the best of what you can. And I do my personal development when I'm getting ready in the morning or on the way to work or whatever. So definitely, being overwhelmed is the nature of the business. It's a good problem to have. I knew that my life was about to get really crazy, this next couple of weeks or whatever, and I decided that I'm going to look at it as a blessing. There's so many people that don't have all of these options and don't have all these things going on. So I decided that the fact that I'm going to be home 2 nights for the next 3 weeks is a good problem to have, and we're just going to go with it because in August I'm just going to be so bored because everything's going to be so slow. But being overwhelmed, it's normal. It's normal to just cry and have a meltdown and want to quit and want to walk away and take the day off and, feel like everything's falling apart. That's normal. And it happens all the time to everybody. So, but it's the person that overcomes that is gonna, be successful because the business is all ups and downs and peaks and valleys. Okay, thank you so much. Can you go back downstairs with Catherine? Okay, go back downstairs. Here, you can color right here. Here, sorry. My baby's here. Okay, sit down on the floor. Can you shut the door? Okay, so you will be judged by people on the outside because they don't know, because they think it's stupid for whatever reason. It will happen. People are probably texting right now, so we just can't worry about it. You know what I mean? They are not a reason to put your dreams on hold. No, baby, I'm on the phone. Okay, this business doesn't happen overnight. That is something huge. I think I came in with the expectation that it was going to. But of course, if it was easy, then everybody would do it. So it definitely doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It's going to be frustrating. That's why we do personal development. You're going to lack motivation sometimes. You'll have challengers and coaches asking you things over and over again, or things that you don't know the answer to. And you just kind of have to be patient, and you have to get to things when you can and know that you're always doing the best that you can. Emily, go down. Hold on. No, you have to. 1 second, please. Come here. Go down here. Come here. Hey, Catherine. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, real life people. And then
don't worry, I'm sure mine will be down any minute.
Oh my God. I'm like, every time I host someone else's call is when she's like, I want to sit on your lap. I want to color on everything. The 4 vital behaviors, those are honestly no ifs, ands, and buts. They're non-negotiables. You have to do them. I tried to get away with not doing personal development because I hate reading, but I learned there's so many other things I can do. And even, you know, as a leader of a team, I'm always watching other leaders, like YouTube videos, trying to figure out what they're teaching their teams, you know, pausing and zooming in on what their slides say and trying to figure out what they're doing, because they obviously know what they're doing. And then the biggest realization is to believe in yourself and realize that this is amazing. It's an absolute blessing to have this opportunity. There's really no other way that you can accomplish, you know, this future where you're getting residual income and you could probably retire early and you can stay home with your kids and you can do what you want with your time, which to me is amazing because it drives me crazy when I'm sitting at work staring out the window because I just have to be there because it's not, you know, my 8 hours isn't over. So this is much more fun and we get to be friends with people like each other. So busy, right? We all talk about how busy we are. So I've been trying to figure out, you know, why everybody talks about busy like it's some sort of, you know, you're so cool because you're so busy. But, you know, no one is always busy. It just depends on what your future is on your priority list. So, you know what, like everybody has the same 24 hours in the day, right? So busy is an excuse. And then my challenge is to change busy into a blessing. Like, let's be lucky. That's what I tried doing last month, is trying to be thankful that we have all of this stuff to do and we have these opportunities to do. So I challenge everybody when people ask you how you're doing to say, I'm great. I'm doing really awesome. We have this going on. We're having so much fun with this, and we're having this, and we're going on vacation, and we're going to Summit, and we're going to all these places. Instead of saying, I'm so busy, you know, because if you want to be busy, that's cool, but I would take busy and, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I work way better when I have a lot of stuff going on rather than kind of when I'm bored and, you know, procrastinating whatever task I need to do. So let's change our mind on what busy means is my challenge to everyone on here. And then make the most of the time you make, okay? So get organized. Find what works for you. You know, it's not the same for everybody, whether it's pencil and paper, Google Docs, whatever that is, and find a schedule that works for you. I know, like, the top coaches, they preach power hour, but you guys know it's so hard to really have an hour to sit down and do this. So what I do is I have a checklist. And so in the morning, I'll get up, I'll check in with my challenge group, do whatever. But my power hour is like throughout the whole day. It just happens whenever I can get to it. You know, it's like if somebody is on Facebook chat during lunch, I'll reach out to them then. Sitting down and actually having an hour focused on doing something doesn't really work for me, but that's just me. If you're a brand new coach, it might be a great way for you to get some structure, for you to figure out what does work for you. But I would encourage you, and if it doesn't work, do something else, you know, just switch it up, try something new. And then create a vision on your team. And even if you're a team of one, you're a team of one. So get on board with what that vision is and act like the coach that you want to be. I always tell that to my team, fake it till you make it. And if you want to be a 5-star elite coach, then just act like one. Start making your own trainings, which you don't have to really recreate, but just do what those people are doing. And eventually time's going to catch up with you and do it. And then the last thing, and my team always like laughs when I say this, because every time we're on a call, someone will ask a question. I'm like, you've got to get uncomfortable. And you really, really do. You have to like push enter when you don't want to. You have to ask the questions you don't want to when you're like gritting your teeth and waiting for them to be like, no. But who cares? If someone says no to you, it doesn't matter. You move on to the next person and you go on with your life. So definitely get uncomfortable. Everything awesome happens on the outside of your comfort zone. So these are just some ideas that I have for organization and kind of like what I do. It works for me. We have Google Calendar because that is something my husband can also be on, and we can kind of plan that way. And it has different colors, which I really love, color coordinating. Prospects, I put, you know, on, I have one spreadsheet, and each of these are different tabs. So I have like my customers, so that I can keep track of what business center they're in, if they're in mine, my husband's, or my second one, what we talked about the last time we talked, you know, their email address, what programs they have, and which ones they said they might be interested in down the road. And then with coaches, you want to keep track of your coaches too, because you want to keep track of, you know, what recognition's huge, like who you've recognized lately. I get confused with, what I've sent people. So I just keep track of it all on there and make sure that I'm showing some love to people that I haven't in a little while. And then prospects, I just kind of do their name and then whatever happened last. If I wrote on their Facebook or if we had a conversation, that kind of stuff. And obviously the goal is to make them go from prospects to the customer's spreadsheet to the coach's spreadsheet. And I just take them, copy, paste, and move on. But that's kind of what works for me. I know a lot of people still do pen and paper, and that is fine. I know when I did that, I spent more time rewriting my list because I like my handwriting. So it was really a big waste of my time. So find what works for you and just go with it. And then here's kind of like what my typical day, not my day because it's not what my day looks like, but if you had a job and kids and all this stuff, this is kind of like how you could break up your day if you wanted to and still get you to bed at 10 o'clock. But like I said, mine's kind of all throughout the whole day. But that is my calendar. And then planning ahead. This has really helped me out a lot because sometimes I miss posting because I'm in meetings or someone's in my office and I can't really like think of a post. Or my boss calls me down and it's like 8:30 and I'm like, crap, it's prime posting time, And it also really gives you time to think about those big call to action posts that you want to do, and really add value in those. And basically I just send myself an email with my post for the day. So like tonight I'll sit here and I'll write my post for whatever tomorrow is, Wednesday, I guess. And I'll email them to myself. And so it's really easy because I can just go on my phone and you can copy, paste, and just put it on Facebook from your phone in 5 minutes and nobody notices. And, that's really easy for me because the Google Docs, I don't think you can really save pictures that easily. But that's kind of what's worked for me. It's great. And, my family went to Disney and I put all of our posts in there and I put all the posts for my team page in there and everything. And I just easily copy and pasted for the next day. But again, that just works for me. I'm sure you guys use Buffer for your challenge groups. I set them up it's chaotic at the beginning of the month, but I set them up for the whole month so that I can then act like a challenger because it's really important to me that I'm accountable to my stuff, and that's kind of why I started anyways. But, you set up those coaching posts, and then you can go be a challenger in your group, and you don't have to worry about, oh, crap, it's 6:30 in the morning. What am I going to post in my group today? So make sure you set those things up ahead of time. So just some final tips that I have is always multitask. This is like whatever you can do at the same time, do it. So if your workout's just not working tonight, the kids are going crazy, throw them in the stroller and go for a run with the family. People are going to relate to that. You know what I mean? Other moms are going to be like, I get it. That's how it is for me too. And have the kids work out with you. Everybody always says, oh, my kid, I don't have time because my kids are awake. 30 minutes with your kids working out is not you neglecting them as a mom. It's not mom guilt. It's setting a good example and it's getting them active and they like it. My kids love working out. And then personal development, do that while you're doing something else, unless you like reading. But you can listen to stuff while you're in the shower, drying your hair, or whatever, driving, whatever it is. And then don't compare yourself to others. And I know that this can be really hard and I really struggle with it as well. And don't be so hard on yourself because what your life is not someone else's. And someone else might be working literally 23 hours a day, and that might not be what you and your family want. So don't compare, and maybe it's all about timing. So it just depends when things fit together and how it works. Surround yourself with people who support you and your dreams. And this has been really weird for me because my family, parts of them are probably the most unsupportive people in my whole network. And my really best friends, they're supportive, but they don't really ask about it and they don't really buy anything. So, it's kind of funny for me because my girlfriends, we all like go on trips together all the time and, nobody asks me and I'm like, hi, this is a huge part of my life, but it's fine because nobody's putting it down. Nobody's doing anything. It just is what it is. But it's really exciting and easy to surround yourself with people who do support you. And that's one thing I really love about this business and our team expanding is there's so many people in this area where we live that are coaches and we get together and we do stuff together all the time and it's fun. It's just fun to be around those people that like think big, they dream big, and they're looking for, something else. Take time for yourself away from it all. And I mean like away from it all. Take your phone, throw it out the window, whatever you have to do, and just go relax. Go get a massage, go get a pedicure, and during the pedicure, don't be typing on your phone the whole time. Take time away from your kids, your husband, the whole shebang, and let yourself breathe and recuperate and refresh and whatever. Don't reinvent the wheel. You can duplicate what works for others. Lauren, Brandy, everybody has really great systems already in place. I'm sure Melissa does too. I don't know. But you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just use what they're doing. Figure out if maybe you want to. I know, like my coaches, they take like my new hire. You see, I have work on my mind. My new coach emails, and they just put their logo on them, and they change that kind of stuff. But make it what works for your team, but don't spend years and hours making things for training or for your team, because that's taking away from time for your business also. Don't waste time scrolling on Facebook. Make your 5 minutes of scrolling on Facebook kind of the reward for finishing your power hour or finishing your checklist or whatever it is that you do. And then take care of you first. Always remember why you got in the business. And most people, I would say, it's for accountability of their own health and fitness. So make sure that that's coming first. Make sure you're getting the results, because so many times I'll be like, oh, I don't feel like working out. But you know what? I can get 30 more minutes of working in tonight. But then, then I feel like crap because I haven't actually worked out. So make sure you're not just hung up on the business, as easy as that is to do. And that you're doing what you came here to do. And then just remember you're fabulous. And then always remember your why. So my why obviously was to get my own ass in shape, to make more memories, and you kind of need money to do that sometimes. Have the extras, and then provide for the future, pay for college, pay for all these things, have my kids like set to go so they don't have to, worry about that kind of stuff. And I want to set an example of what it means to dream big and then work your butt off to get it, because I really think that that's important. I'm in HR, so I see a lot of different work ethics, and I think that it's really important that people learn how to work hard from an early age. And I think that if my kids see me working or working out or doing whatever to provide for the family, as long as they're getting the mommy time also, and the personal one-on-one attention, I think it's really setting a good example. And then, of course, we want to teach everybody to live healthy, right? And make them feel good and clean and whatever it is. And then get away from my desk faster than had originally planned is obviously one of my really top priorities right now, because I've really come in love with tennis and want to go play some more. But that's really all I have. I am happy to answer questions, and I hope that kind of helped. I just think believing in yourself is first thing, top priority, and knowing that you can do it, because nobody's any more special than anyone else. Oh, someone has a question.
So when you went to Summit last year, you were 1 star.
One.
And a month later, you were 2 star. So what do you think you did? Go ahead.
The 1 star that I went with at Summit quit. She came to Summit and then she quit. What? Okay, so my 2nd star was Kristen, and Kristen was a diamond back like in March, and then had been like in and out. Like she fell off for a couple months, and then she came to Summit, and she really gained some momentum at Summit. And she, so Kristen and I are like best friends, and I mean it's kind of crazy because we signed up at the same time, and she went a long time without being like gung ho or. And, so it was hard because I'm like, I know you can do this, but I didn't want to like jeopardize our friendship at the same time. So anyway, she went diamond earlier in the year, lost it for a while, but then got it back right after Summit. So
what do you think you did differently, from when you went to Summit to when you went 2 star, and then,
I believed, because honestly, Chris and I were sitting there, and Nikki Johnson goes across the stage, and it's like elite coach Nikki Johnson, and Kristen took a picture of her on the stage and took a picture of the elite sign and sent it to me. It was like, this will be you next year. And I was like, you're damn right it will be. Because I was like, if she can do this, so can I. And I think it was kind of meeting everybody at Summit too. I mean, everybody's normal people. You know what I mean? Like I met Lauren for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, like you're normal. So I think you just have to believe in, I kind of got focused, and I was like, I'm going elite and nothing's getting in my way. And that's, kind of what happened.
I know a lot of things that, to point out what you talked about, Abby and I, who's one of my newer coaches, she's on the call.
Hi,
Abby. So she just signed up. When did you sign up, Abby? Last month? 2 weeks ago? I don't even know what month we're in anymore. July.
The time's flying.
She might be with the baby. But we were talking about like how she's not comfortable to like post pictures yet. And that so used to be me. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Everybody saw me in person when I was at my heaviest. I might as well just post the damn pictures. And you're right when it's like we can't hold back. Like if we're doing what we're doing and we're making changes and we want to share that with people, we have to do it.
Well, and the people that you want to inspire are the people that are in that position, the people that aren't feeling confident and aren't happy with the way they look. So by you posting the picture, they're going to be like, oh my God, I totally can relate to that. And I see what you're doing. I want some of that because you look really happy now and you're enthusiastic and you're excited about what you're doing. I want that in my life. It makes you more relatable.
I know one of the things Heather and I talk about a lot too that I wanted to kind of pick your brain. How often do you follow up with people? This is a big thing for her. She doesn't want to bother people. Sorry, Heather, I'm talking for you. She doesn't want to feel like she keeps bothering people. She's not sure like who to hey girl, and like when she's hey girling someone she hasn't spoken to in months, like what does she say first? Does she just dive into coaching? I mean, I think we all have this issue.
It's hard, and I think it depends on the person. I'm an A-type as well, so hi. Okay, easy way to do it is when you post something, if someone likes or comments on that, I message every single one of them. So if I post like a Transformation Tuesday, or I post a I Love Coaching, or I post whatever it is, if they like or they comment, I send every single one of them a message, and it's something to the effect of like, thank you so much for liking my post. It really, it really something that you support my journey. Have you ever thought about coaching yourself, or are you on a journey, a health and fitness journey of your own? Something like that. And that's exactly what Josh Coates told us to say, because I took his little recruiting class.
That too.
Yeah, and he'll tell you exactly that's exactly what he says to say. And so I send that to every single person that ever comments on anything. Another thing I really did was I got really intentional with my posts, so that almost all of them have something to do with coaching and how, because of coaching, this is happening. Just even like the littlest thing, like if you're taking your daughter to dance, like in the car, a selfie and say, I remember a time where we had to choose between dance or soccer, and I'm so thankful for Beachbody because now we can do them all. And my daughter doesn't have to make a decision. Just, something like that. And then what was your other question? Following up. Oh, I'm psycho. I follow up with everybody constantly. So if I am talking to them and we're having a conversation and they're like, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then all of a sudden they disappear, I follow up the next day and the day after that, the day after that. And then and then after they've seen my thing a couple times and they don't answer me, I send this little message that I got from something Bonnie Engel said somewhere, I don't know where. And it's like, basically, I see that you've seen my messages. I will have to like quote this, but it was basically to the effect of, I understand coaching is not for you, but do you know I'm in the business of financial and health freedom. If you are interested, or do you know somebody else who might be interested in something like that? But I literally copy and paste that to everybody who I have like 5 messages to, and they've seen them all and they haven't responded.
So when you message people, obviously, like I've done that where like I'll say like, thanks for supporting my page, like it means so much, like it's so scary putting yourself out there, whatever. And then you just automatically come out and ask them? Like,
if it's a coaching post, I'll be like, have you ever thought about coaching? I think you'd be really good because of this.
Or what if it's like, I don't know, like a transformation post, or
I'd be like, are you on your own health and fitness journey?
Okay.
Would you be interested in checking out one of my challenge groups?
Okay.
Like, try to keep it casual. That's what I try to do. Just be like, no big deal.
Okay. And then like, I feel like sometimes I'm like just trying, like recently really diving in and like being really good about like my messaging. I do all the birthday messages, which also helps me like start conversations with people.
Right.
But, like, what about like those random people that I haven't really talked to, maybe I knew of them in college and I don't remember them now.
Right.
Or to like people that I'm friend requesting that I've never met before. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, like I see like you're a ZTA, you went to Stockton, you know, we went to college together, or I see you're friends with so and so, like how do you know them? Is that like what I'm
Yeah, I mean, and then I got yelled at the other day because some girl was like, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, "I don't,
yeah.
not." And I was like, I came up with some story, but no, that you're doing, that's what you do. And like
Okay.
sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, I'm so glad you accepted my friend request. I see we have so and so in common. Like Facebook said we should be friends, so I thought we'd be friends." Some people I will go to their page, like I'll go on my Facebook, go to the recently added friends, go check out their pages, see what they've been up to. If somebody's been to like a trip, you know, I can ask them about the trip. If they're from like high school, yeah, I mean, I would just be like, you know, just say, hey, how's it going? But if you can find something to talk to them about, then yeah, that makes it easier. Otherwise, you can just start commenting on their stuff or liking their stuff so they notice you. You know, if you're gonna post like a call to action, anybody's stuff that you've commented on is gonna see your call to action. So I also make Facebook lists. Do you guys know about those?
I tried from one of your calls that we did with you like a few months ago. You said about archiving Facebook, and I did it, and they said that they would have to email it to me. One, I still haven't gotten it, and two, I just did it again, and I still haven't gotten anything.
So what I mean is, okay, if you go on your Facebook and you go to someone's page, right? You know where it says friends and there's like a check mark, like you're friends with that person.
Yeah.
You can. Let me just click on it so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so up on the top on your cover picture where it says friends and check mark, you can say add to another list. So basically you could add them to like where you work or Beachbody or your town, your hometown, wherever you are. I make a coaching prospects list. So then every day I check that coaching prospects list and I see everybody's posts that I want to stock.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So then I can go.
That's how you make your list. You don't archive it from Facebook.
I did that once, but it was just taking too long.
Okay.
So I just started doing this. So anybody that I've recently add, depending on where they came from, I'll add them to that so that I can start commenting on their stuff. You know, anybody that's been in a challenge group before that I thought was really good, you know, I'll put them in there so that I can just check that once a day and go comment on everybody's stuff that I want to comment on.
Okay.
You just made my day.
Yeah, isn't that cool? It's so cool.
I'm trying to figure this out, and Nicole asked me to do this last week, and I've been trying to figure out how to do it. So now I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I'll have one more question. I'm sorry.
Sure.
When like you start
Can
talking,
you tell she's my diamond?
I love
you
it.
have to get it back, Nicole.
Well, she has to get it back, but that's fine. She'll
But
get it.
that's okay, and then you could be elite this year, Nicole. You're going to summit the exact same day.
I'm trying for her. So when I start talking to people, obviously, like I don't come out obviously and say, "Hey, I'm a coach," and then eventually, like we talk about, you know, things. I say, you know, I'm a hygienist and I do, you know, health and fitness on the side part time, and then it kind of like is dead. It doesn't. No one says they don't interact about it, or that some of them say, "Oh, hey, yeah, I've seen your post" or whatever. But then some of them don't talk about it, and we end up talking about other things. So how do I go?
So what I would do is I would ditch the hygienist part and I would just say, yeah, I'm a health and fitness coach and it's awesome. It's so exciting. I'm inspiring all these people and running challenge groups, and then see what they say. You know what I mean? I would just be a coach. Don't, you know, and it's funny because I have this friend of mine that's like in the unique one business MLM, and she is who I went to lunch with as soon as I first started this. And she was like, Brooke, on Facebook, you're a Beachbody coach. That's all you are. And I was like, then eventually I was kind of like, well, I kind of want to relate to the people that are working too and let them know that I have a job so that they can see that they can do it too. So I started adding in more of like HR, but I would say for a year, all I posted about was coaching as my job. You know what I mean? So if someone's like, what have you been up to? Just be like, right now, so excited. I'm going to Summit for my coaching gig or, you know, whatever, and make it seem like more of a job than it is. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Make it seem like you're more successful than you are.
Okay. So what if they still don't say anything and you're like,
because
then
they
I feel like
make
conversations go dead.
add to the list and start commenting on their stuff until they notice.
Okay. All right.
Or until they block you.
I don't
okay.
think anyone's done that yet.
I downloaded that Who Deleted Me app. It was like the worst mistake ever. I was like, delete.
I don't even
It
know they
happens to everybody, you know. But all you have to do is you have to realize that you're using Facebook as a way to build your business.
Right.
It doesn't mean people hate you. That just means they don't want to see your stuff.
One of the girls I work with admitted that she completely stopped following me. She's like, I'm sick of seeing your shit.
My best friend's
all right.
blocked you. I was like, okay.
That's
I'll
fine.
just tag you in the picture of our kids, and you'll be good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll do awesome.
Thanks.
Any quick recruiting tips?
Oh God, I wish. I am in a slump right now. I would just, you gotta invite. I mean, it's all a numbers game, right? So if you invite 100 people, you might get 10 coaches, and one of those is gonna be a diamond. So, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of the number.
Listen to that Josh Coates call today too.
No, but that's my friend. She's all obsessed with the numbers. But I mean, it's true though. If I look at my business, I have 6 diamonds. I probably have 60 some coaches. You know, it makes sense.
So you have 60 personally sponsored?
Mm-hmm. About maybe, yeah, between like my first, second, and husband's, probably.
Okay.
So.
And do you go? So I guess a lot of the calls I've been listening to, they're trying to like really shift the mindset of like all these discount coaches we have and really tell us to focus on finding those people that actually want to work the business.
Yeah.
So making them challengers first, and then, you know, like Abby had really great results as a challenger, and so that she wanted to sign up and help other people. You know, same thing with Heather, same thing with Diane and Jess, everybody that's on this call. But I also have had people that just go right, and Heather had a lot of people just go right to being a coach or a discount coach. And I think that maybe affected some of the people and they dropped out. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I've heard some of those things too, and I think it's true in the fact that we need to get back to coaching instead of just worried about building a business, because the best coaches are going to come from people that love the products, people that are getting results, people that are fired up about it and ready to go do that with somebody else. I think that if people don't want to work it, then sure, they can be a discount coach. I put my discount coaches in my team page, and I've actually had a couple of them decide they want to work it from seeing like the excitement and the success and the money and the whatever. And my discount coaches, I still put in my challenge groups, you know, because I still want them to, you know, work it. And if they just want the discount Shakeology, then that's fine. But I think once you just got to run really good challenge groups, and make sure that people are excited, it's fun, and run your challenge group like your team, you know, like make them feel like they're part of a team and part of your coaching team already. I don't know if that answers the question.
It does.
Okay.
When your challenge groups start to die.
Yeah. What do I do? I don't know. I start posting like stupid stuff, like what is your, what is it, like fitness name? Like I'll post like, where do you want to go? Like I'll post things to get people talking, and then I'll reach out to people individually and be like, hello, I'll tag people in things. I give out like a big prize. I don't know. I mean, some of them, there's just like, summer's kind of hard, right? I mean, I always have like 4 or 5 people that post. And then I always say the next month I'm going to do it so that only people that are like posting, otherwise I'm going to kick them out. And I never do, because then I'm like, that's not good for business, but it's not good for the other people to see all these other people slacking. So I'm not sure the answer for that.
Literally, I think we had 100 people in our last group, and like the same 6 people posted.
Yeah.
So annoying.
I don't know. I don't know the solution, because you don't want to buy like big, huge, expensive presents, because I mean, I don't know. That's not going to get everybody.
I don't even have people that I've had maybe one that actually added up their points.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the solution when I think what's important is getting new challengers, because then, you know, you need to hit Success Club 10, you have 5 new challengers. So then you have 5 people that are pumped up, you get them started on the same day, and then they're like a new group, you know. It's the people that keep coming back that know that you can kind of slack or whatever, that kind of bring it down. I would think. And make sure in your challenge groups is only the people that say they're committed, even though sometimes they're not.
Very true.
Yep. So is everybody going to Summit?
I am, Heather is, Melissa, Jess, Diane, and Abby are not. But Jess says she's coming next year, right, Jess?
I can't wait to hear where it's going to be.
Oh, your hair looks really pretty. Jessica was getting her hair done. That's why she came on late.
Oh, nice.
And Diane just had knee replacement surgery. So that's
oh, my God.
But Abby wants to come next year, too. So she's working hard to hit business starter within her first 3 months.
Good. Awesome. I think just get relentless in your business and don't let anything stand in your way, you know? It's 100% possible. I'm living proof. I'm no different than anybody else. Still not to my goal weight.
And Brooke gets that nice 5-star bonus every quarter. So.
Well, not really because I have only 4 right now.
You'll get it back.
Yeah, but see, the girl that quit was on my strong leg, so I stacked my weak leg, so I only have 1 diamond on my strong leg.
That's a pain.
So I can't. Yeah, I know. We're working on it.
I don't think I'd ever. Well, I don't know why people would quit if you're that.
And she's military, and she was making money just sitting there because I was like, I'll coach all your people.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
But it is what it is.
Does anybody else, Diane, Abby, Jess, Heather, anybody else have any questions for Brooke?
Anyone? You can ask anything.
Oh, what do you want to quickly tell them of perks of being elite?
Perks of being elite. Okay, so you get royally spoiled. I got all of my stuff for Summit the other day, so I don't have to stand in line.
Adam Belisa, big time.
Yeah, it's nice. I'll probably go stand in line with my team, but whatever. So on the cruise, I didn't go on the cruise, but they did these cute little, elite people, they go to their rooms, they have like the whole shebang waiting for them, like a cute little beach bag and towel and I think flip-flops and all sorts of stuff. Down in Summit, we have an elite party on Wednesday night, which is at the Symphony in Nashville, which will be really cool. Last year, they got these really cool guitars that were like personalized. I kind of want one, but I don't know if they'll do the same one. Okay, so money-wise, elite, you get so you get an extra $100 every month if you're 5-star, 1 week out of the month. Then if you're top 200, you get $500. So you get an additional $400 for top 200. So that's an additional $6,000 a year. And then the quarterly bonus, the 5-star, obviously is pretty good, decent. It's a couple $1,000. And then what else do you get? I don't even know. You get recognition all over the place. There's so our room's like paid for the elite party on Wednesday night. We get to sit on the floor at Summit. We get to walk across the stage and be announced. The top 10 get to go on a trip like of a lifetime to crazy places.
Bora Bora, I want to go.
That trip looked amazing.
Bucket list, definitely.
Yeah.
You're your own coach relations person, right, bro?
Oh, yes, huge bonus. There's a diamond line.
That is what I want.
You guys have to jump through literally hoops to do anything. I mean, if I call the diamond line, I'm like, hey, my coach needs her coach to be active, so can you transfer the customer volume over to the coach volume? And they're like, sure, done. Where on the regular line, I think the coach has to call in and be like, can you transfer my coach's coach? Craziness, but it's amazing. It's so fast. They do everything. Wonderful.
And that's when you hit 5-star.
5-star. Yep.
That is what I want. Not having to deal with the people in coach relations alone.
Yeah, they're amazing. And you can call about anybody in your downline and they'll do anything.
I need that.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Especially because I work my husband and my mom's business.
Yeah.
So when I call him, like, this is Ann Tibet.
Right. That's with my husband. I always have to do chat, but you still get the same thing. Chat to a diamond chat line, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I know Diane wrote in that you were very helpful.
I hope so. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. That was fun.
Yes, and we will see you in a week.
Next week, yeah. Let me know if you guys think of anything afterwards. You know where to find me. I'm always on Facebook.
All right. Thanks so much for getting on, Brooke. I appreciate it. Thanks,
All right.
thanks Melissa, for hosting.
No problem. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.